Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video I thought I'd talk a little bit more about complex volumetric shapes. Those are those shapes that go beyond the confines of spheres, cones, rectangular objects, and cylinders. So I thought the best way to maybe talk about this is to actually look at some everyday objects that you might encounter. So let's just start off with something like a bottle of glue. Right? So this is a complex shape in that it is more, oblong, and it's not exactly a cylinder. It's more of a compressed cylinder, and it has a cylinder for the cap, and it has like this point, right? This is a cone, but the base shape of this is not easily broken down. It's more of like a compressed cylinder. That's what makes it more of a complex shape. Let's look at the next object here. Let's look at a tie. So if we look at the knot on a tie, if we resolve that into its basic volumetric shapes, we can see, well, there's the tie, and we have a surface topology that basically goes around like this, and we have another surface topology that kind of extends downward. So this is a complex shape. It's not directly resolved into a sphere. You can take certainly a rectangular shape and massage it into this particular shape, but it's not a direct shape. But the nice thing about complex volumetric shapes is it just really opens up the avenues for drawing things that are more interesting. For example, an old school rotary telephone. Remember those? So this has kind of a weird shape like this. And I always find it helpful to go ahead and look at the underlying geometry. And of course, you've got the handle here. Being able to resolve things into volumetric shapes can be very, very helpful when you're having to draw something that you haven't drawn before. Like, I have not drawn this phone. I have a reference that I'm looking at outside of this particular screen. But these shapes they have contours. They have form, but they are not directly resolved into these basic shapes. So we'll do a couple of more examples here. Let's look at a pair of scissors. So I'll move our handy dandy phone off to the side, and let's just look at a pair of children's scissors. So this is an oblong shape right here, and then there's some kind of a dot. Like so. So we have some thickness associated with these blades. These are rounded handles. So I'm drawing the surface topology to show you that. And while I'm looking at a side view here, you can see that there's like a contour that kind of defines this as having some thickness, right? So try to think about objects in terms of having depth and dimension. Don't just think of it as a flat shape. Let's just do one more for grins and giggles. So I'll move this guy and kind of shrink him off to the side, and we'll just do a tape dispenser. So I always find these to be the most interesting things on my desk. Just how weird is that? So it's like this kind of swooping up shape. It almost looks like a Viking barge. and it's all like one piece. And then of course you've got the tape itself. That's like a really funky looking dispenser. I guess this actually goes down something like that. So what are the contours for this guy? Let's draw those in. So this is something that I think will really help you out if you're struggling to draw things that, or if you shy away from drawing certain things. See if you can resolve them into complex volumetric shapes. I think it's going to make a huge difference in terms of how you approach your drawings. And things like muscles and, you know, other elements that you have to draw, these all have complex forms associated with them. So I think it's really important to learn it. Let me know what you think of this video. If you like it, if you'd like to see me do more of this type of breakdown and analysis, it's something a little bit different than my normal stuff, but I hope you find some value in it, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.